Imagine just handing someone the keys to a car, and all they have to do is click, yes, I'm old enough to be using this car. It's literally what we're doing with their online world. Here's your phone. Have at it. Imagine, right? And I love to kind of have that conversation, because parents who have these conversations and have consistent parental involvement, but also boundaries and why they exist, makes having these conversations much easier to have. We talked about stranger danger. We should be having that conversation about online as well, their online life. Have the conversation and the why, because it's dangerous, because someone could steal your identity, right? 100% this happens all the time. There is a risk of encountering harmful individuals online that will blackmail, that will try to get kids to send inappropriate photos, etc. And you should talk about the full extent of those risks. And when your teen says, I don't want to have this conversation, right? Then they're not ready. I have a teenage daughter, and they were looking into dating, and I said, well, let's talk about dating. I said, Dad, I don't want to talk about it. I said, then you're not ready to do it if we can't have a conversation, right? Common Sense Media found that 60% of girls who use Instagram, Snapchat said they'd been contacted by a stranger. Use that. Look, it's not me, it's Common Sense Media. 60% said they've been contacted by a stranger, but I'm going to expand that. 60% said they've been contacted by a weirdo that doesn't know them. You need to be aware. If you're uncomfortable, talk to me. If you're uncomfortable, get help. If your friends are uncomfortable, get help, right? Because they are being contacted by unknown individuals. They do report feeling unsafe. And it really does underscore the importance of privacy settings and boundaries for teens, and reporting inappropriate behavior, right? Both online and in person. Right? And for kids, fitting in with peers is really tied to that self-esteem, like I mentioned. So one, I would recommend acknowledge their feelings. Hear them, because a lot of times for parents, it's not a big deal. We shut them down. Instead of just explaining it, say, I get that feels hard when your friends are doing something you're not, right? Hear that. Next, explain the why. Why is this happening? Without shaming them. Right now, I'm not comfortable with that app because how it's designed, because the why. But as you get older, we're going to practice these safe habits, and we can talk about it later. And that shifts the conversation to, you'll never be on this, to no, not yet. We're working towards that when we can slowly kind of get there. And then the need was to connect. Let's find another way for them to connect. Inviting friends over, playing offline games, exploring. Now, this sometimes is more work for parents. You got to be the carpool person to the trampoline park, or you might have to go with your child and explore apps that you do approve of. This can help your children see that they're not being isolated from friendships, just certain experiences online. When do I get help? How do I know when I should be seeking help? And I want to say this. You know your child the best. You absolutely are the expert on your own children. So when you notice changes in their functioning, you know what that functioning looks like. Ask for help. Seek out someone. Talk to your school counselor. The earlier we intervene, the better the outcomes.